will not put it down. Word around this town, my time is now.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Everybody come on in. Guess what? It is time for the Own Your Now show, and I'm so excited about it. I am your host, Tracie Berry McGee, also known as Divine T.
And I am your co-host, Yolanda Langford, and you know what they call me, Lady Yo.
Lady Yo, Lady Yo, Lady Yo. What's happening? Guess what? It's Relationship Wednesday.
It is, and honey, you know we have some fathers on today that have some great relationships with their children, and they are excited to talk about fatherhood.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. And I'm excited about it. You know, I've been traveling the whole night. I'm excited about today because guess what? Even though it's Relationship Wednesday, I want people to realize how important it is for us to connect with everyone. I'm in California today preparing for graduation, eighth grade graduation that I'm speaking, Dallas Ranch. Shout out to Antioch, California. And you know what? It's because building relationships are so important. And
Yes.
Our children are important. And that's why our dads are important. So, yes, Lady O, what else is important is what's in your cup. What's in your cup, sis?
This morning, you know, my cup says coffee is my love language. And I have coffee with a little bit of cream and no sugar, Tracie. We're staying to it. We're doing it.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Now you're traveling, so do you have a cup?
You know what? Look, when I came into my room, I had M&Ms and they gave me these cool cookies and all kind of cool things. And I am drinking, look, I'm sticking with my pineapple, y'all. So I got some pineapple berry water. It is pretty good. So I'm good on that. What else is everybody sipping on? I see Naileen's in the house. Good morning, Naileen. How are you? Cortland's here. Good morning, Cortland. And Gina, I don't know what everybody's sipping on. I see Robert's here. Robert, what is in your cup? Let us know. You know, we got to know what everybody's sipping on. That's important. But
That's important. Yes.
Well, also, oh, look, Robert said that ice cold STL tap and some jelly donut.
Oh my, Robert, you switched up on us. You know, I'm going to cheers to Robert because I have a side chaser of that STL water.
Yes, yes. Well, you know what else is exciting is that every day is somebody's birthday. Do we have any birthday celebrations today?
We absolutely do. We want to say happy birthday to Keith Waters, all the way out in California. Keith Duncan, as Keith Speedy Duncan at GSU. He's having a birthday. Will Stewart, Corey Lipscomb is having a birthday, and our very own Laura Jean Love is having a birthday. Happy birthday, everyone. And I have a very special shout out from Melissa Moyer. She wanted to say happy birthday, happy 16th birthday to her son, Miles. She said he is going to take the world by storm. He's going to be working in tech when he grows up. So Miles, happy birthday, sir. And you know, I always say my vibrant vibes, my very first vibrant vibe goes out to you, Tracie.
Oh, thanks.
You know, I think people should know all that you do. Tracie is not just speaking today. She is their keynote graduation speaker. She will be speaking this weekend to 400 people, 400 children. So let me tell you, Tracie, hats off. I am so proud of you. So you are my vibrant vibe today. And also, Marlon B. Pruitt wants to say congratulations to his baby girl. She became Mrs. Wade.
Oh, congratulations.
She became Mrs. Wade. Well, you know, I always have my, just in case they're watching, celebrity birthday. And I know the ladies are going to love this one. Happy birthday, Eddie Levert.
Woo, Eddie Levert. Eddie Levert with the OJs. How old is Mr. Eddie? I bet you, you know what? How many of you all know that there's a million favorites? I can't even choose a favorite OJ song. Do you have a favorite?
Used to be my girl.
Used to be my girl. They're like, you used to be my girl. I wish you still.
I love that song. And I'll tell you what, I saw Eddie a couple years ago, and he is still very energetic. He gets down and sings. And I'll tell you, I saw him perform with Gladys Knight. and he sang "Wind Beneath My Wings." And
about that, yeah.
Gladys has lost a son, and then also Eddie had lost a son. And when they sang that song, you felt every single word.
Yes, you did. Yes, you
and
did.
And just for our own Raven Ferguson, I know he's in heaven looking out. Happy birthday, Tupac Shakur.
She said, Raven said that's her boyfriend. Don't play. Everybody loves Tupac. Don't play. He ain't just her boyfriend. And as a matter of fact, I just want to tell y'all something. Just in case y'all didn't know, really, Tupac is not dead. Okay.
You are a mess. I just watched his life story. Very interesting life story.
Oh, yeah, the truth. He is the truth for sure. That's for sure.
And I think he passed at 25. I think he was only 25 years old when he passed away.
Yeah,
so young.
Yeah. His music lives on. He still has more music that they're about to release. And Raven said, I'm going to find him. She said, if he is alive, she's going to find him. Well, I tell you one thing, he won't look the same.
Amen.
Let
Raven dream. Let her dream.
Dana said Tupac was her man, and her oldest kid was thinking that he was their real dad. She probably
That's so funny. You know what? Speaking of that, one time I was watching the Steve Harvey show, and this lady stood up in the audience and said, I have to tell you something. I've been telling my daughter you're her real dad. Is that hilarious?
I bet. Look, his eyes probably got real big, didn't they?
Did.
Am I? Robert's right. There is an actor that looks just like Tupac. Was there an actor that you felt like if he would have, like he could have been your husband?
Back in the day, I was crazy about Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize how old he was. I just was crazy about me some Michael Jackson. And another crush was Foster Silvers of the Silvers.
Oh, I remember them. The whole group, everybody.
They had those big afros.
And you had the Barge, you had all of them. But I think that look, I guess Michael Jackson wouldn't have wanted to marry us, but yeah, I think Michael Jackson I was a fan. I never thought about marrying him. I just thought he was just amazing, but yeah, shout out to Tupac, but Eddie Levert, you know what? Actually, Daryl Levert, he was the truth. And so,
He could sing.
I was a huge fan of him. My husband was like, look, don't go to them concerts by yourself. But I was always coming back home to him.
Absolutely.
That's what today is all about, us making sure that we shout out. I got to keep saying, I'm so excited that, you said Laura Love. Laura is one of our owners. She's always in the chat. Not sure if she's here today, but happy birthday to her. I'm glad that you shouted her out. Love me some Laura. She is always volunteered with Sister Keeper, and that's what makes us elevate. Speaking of elevation, our Own Your Now word of the day, everybody, is elevate. Who do we have on yesterday? And he talked about that word, elevate. And all I could say is when our fathers come together, this is what it looks like, y'all. We get to elevate. I know that it was important for me to have my dad in my life. You too, Yolanda. We have some more girl dads on today. We have attorney Daryl Washington, Daryl K. Washington in the house. We have Leon Gray in the house. And I just want to ask you all a quick question. Do you feel like, speaking of girl dads, do you feel like you look like your mom or dad? Everybody in the chat, let us know. Do you feel like you look like your mom or dad? What about you, Lady O?
Let me tell you, when I was growing up, everyone would say, oh my gosh, you look so much like your dad. They said it so much that I thought I looked like a guy.
Yeah. But have you noticed that people change? Because I felt like I looked like my dad as well. Raven says when I was younger, everybody says she looks like her mom. When she was younger, she looked like her dad, and now everybody says her mom. Alex says he looks like his mom. Eliani says that my dad calls me his twin. So I often heard that everybody says that. Yeah, that the girls look like the dads. And so that's so interesting. Bernice looks just like her mother. So interesting. Moms, Charlie said, people say I look like my mom, but my mom says I look like my dad. So you look like your dad, huh, Lady O?
I look like my dad, especially when I was younger. The smile is from my dad's side of the family. The Spivies and the Moores have the big smile. The nose is my dad's. And I always say, and my thighs are my dad's.
Well, you know what? I'm going to just tell y'all, my kids look just like their daddies. They could not deny them. And that's important that you all realize that. The other piece to it is there are kids who look nothing like their parents, but the DNA is real. It's real.
Yes.
My word of the day is elevate. I think it's important that we elevate our children to the next level. We'll definitely talk about that with our dads because I feel that they've had strong influences in their daughters and their sons' lives. And the only way that you can elevate to the next level is by being your best self. So everybody take some deep breaths in as we get ready to be our best selves. We're ready. Let's go. Take some deep breaths in and let it go. Deep breaths in.
Show it off, every curve, every part, yeah. Cause I'm strong and I love the skin. I'm in every shape, every inch. No doubt there's power deep within.
Put our left arm.
Beauty ain't a color, ain't a number, ain't an age, nah. Beauty comes in every size and every shade, yeah. I'm perfect just the way I'm made, yeah. Whoa, whoa, I'ma be my best self. I'm loving who I be, I'ma be my best self. There's no one else like me, yeah. Self-love, self-help, self-care, self-healing, self-worth, self-aware, my best self. Loving every part of me, I'ma be my best self.
Woo! I'm gonna be my best self. Yes. You know what? That's what's so important, that we realize the value of being our best selves. I see you, Laura, elevating on your birthday. Hey, hey, hey. That's what it's all about. You know what, Lady O?
Yes, ma'am.
You are always elevating. You elevate us all. Your smile and all the things that you bring to the table, to the cup, you and Shameem, you all just help us to all be better. So I'm so excited that we are able to elevate each other. You know, Dawn says that best self is her favorite, her anthem. What line did you hear today?
I holding my head up with grace.
Holding my head up with grace. That's right. That's right. Nobody can be you but you, and you do a great job of being you. That's what's so important. So we're talking about fathers, y'all, this whole week, and we have amazing men in today. So you all need to share right now. Tell us, Lady O, who do we have coming up?
Our first guest is a true good friend of mine. I call him my best friend. His name is Daryl K. Washington. He specializes in civil rights law, personal injury, commercial litigation, business transactions, and sports entertainment law. Daryl's firm is well known for representing and winning cases that involve police brutality, police misconduct, wrongful arrest, and wrongful death. His accolades include Attorney of the Year and Region V Director of the National Bar Association. More than anything, he is a proud dad of two. And let me tell you, I love my HBCUs. He graduated from 2 HBCUs. His bachelor's is from Grambling University in accounting, and his law degree is from Southern University. Bring up the one and only Daryl K. Washington.
Woo!
What's going on, Yolanda? How are you, Tracie?
We're doing well. Thank you for saying yes to us. Man, what a bio. What a bio. You've been doing some work out there. Yolanda said it right. She said that you are definitely our father of the week. Tell us, how do you do it all? What's in your cup? What you sipping on?
I'm sipping on actually some tea right now. And just the way I do all this is I just think about my relationships and my friendships with people like Yolanda. I saw Cortland was on here earlier, and when you think about, how we go back to our days in Grambling and how we pushed and supported each other, and just to get that pushback and encouragement from them right now today, that's what gives me the energy to keep going forward.
Absolutely. Kevin and I have been friends since I think I was 17. And just to see his growth, I know the backstory. Tell us how important your dad was to you.
Oh wow, and I tell people all the time, I would not be here without my dad. He was my role model. He was my hero. I just wanted to be able to do everything that my dad did. If it wasn't for my dad introducing me to a lot of the things that I've been through in life, I don't know if I would have been able to deal with it. And it was not until my father passed away that I realized what he was doing for me. I mean, and he's the reason why I think I'm a good father today. My daughter's on here on the show watching, so obviously the things that I say about fatherhood, I'm gonna have to be honest. Otherwise, she's gonna check me if I'm not telling you guys all the truth. But I tell you, my dad was just the greatest. He would just give his very last to his kids, and that's what fatherhood is all about. When you are able to put others before your own interests, to make sure that other people are advancing and getting to the point in life where they can be successful, and you really see your investment grow. And I just really appreciate all the things he did for me.
I'm sorry.
Of advancing, you are an attorney and you're doing a lot of great work in our communities. Talk to us about what made you say, I want to be an attorney. I want to make a change in this world, because I know that's what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, and people always give the stories that they knew that they wanted to be an attorney since they were 4 years old. I'm not necessarily sure I can give you that type of story. I do know that I probably had the convincing skills since I was 4 years old. But I was always an athlete, and I was very competitive. And so I knew that the profession that was going to really keep me interested and excited would have to be something that required a degree of competitiveness. And being an attorney, it gave me that ability to be competitive, yet it also gave me that ability to make a difference in the community. And that's the thing that really meant the most to me. Yolanda, you and I probably never talked about this, but I was probably 13 years old when I realized that my grandparents were poor. I mean, and I'm talking about poor. But the love and compassion that they showed for their grandkids, that they showed for the community, I think that was something that they really instilled in all their grandkids. And because of that, it taught me the importance of not judging people. It taught me the importance of wanting to help people who did not have the same opportunities that I had. And that's one reason why I got into civil rights. I wanted to go back to the community, reach back, and really make a difference and help to protect the rights of the disadvantaged.
Absolutely. And you've been in some pretty high profile cases. How does it feel when you go and have to speak for the family? You become like a father to some people because you're speaking for their loved one. How does that feel?
I mean, it's a huge obligation, when people entrust you with the power to speak on their behalf. Parents aren't supposed to bury their children. That's just not the way it's supposed to be. And I tell you, oftentimes I just learned so many great things about the victims of police brutality, and it becomes my job to become them. It becomes my job to be able to tell the public what type of individual this person was, because oftentimes we know whenever we have an officer involved shooting, one of the first things, the narrative that always comes out is something that person did wrong, or something that person did in the past. And what's disgusting about it is that they try to use that to justify the shooting. So one of the things that we often have to do is we have to get out in front of the media to change that narrative, to let people know that this was somebody's kid. This was a person that had a future. This was a person who looked at police officers as someone who is supposed to protect and serve. And, you know, it becomes very hard when we're doing this, because so many people look at police officers as their heroes. So we have such a very high hurdle to cross when we're dealing with these cases. They're very tough, but at the end of the day, you know, when you can put a smile on the face of a mother or father who lost their child, you know, it's nothing more rewarding than this. I've had the opportunity where I've been a part of large multi-million-dollar closing for large corporations, and I tell you, I did not get that. I did not get that same feeling that I get when I'm helping a mother or father get justice for their child.
I think that's where we realize the value of representation matters. Who you choose to be your attorney. Everybody can be, I guess I'll call them like billboard attorneys with the fancy phone number at the end. But when you know that this is a brother who's like, I've been doing this work, I'm dedicated to it, and you matter to me, that's really important, you know. Yolanda said that you are a father. You said your daughters will hold you accountable. Tell us about, you know, we ask everybody, how hard is it to be a girl dad?
It's not hard, honestly. It's very rewarding. And I tell you, being a girl's dad, it's a cycle that you go through that only fathers, I think, could really explain. I think when my daughter was young, it was hard and difficult for her because my son and I had so many things in common. Watching basketball, watching football, track. That was fun and exciting to us. We used to sit on the sofa and do that for hours. And my daughter hated that. You know, she felt like I was giving all the attention to my son and nobody paid any attention to her. And, you know, they go through that stage where, you know, when it's time for her to spend the weekend with me, she's like, nah, I don't really want to go through that. You know, he's not going to put any time with me. So I think the best girls who have the best relationships with their fathers, and I do believe this, there was a point in time during that relationship where they really thought that dad was just not, he just was not a good dad because he just didn't put that interest in. But as my daughter grew older, I mean, we start spending more and more time. I mean, she was a cheerleader. I made it a point to be right there when she was cheering, to be cheering for her, you know, and watching her. And, you know, it's no greater feeling than when you see their eyes light up, you know, when they see their dad in attendance. The funny thing is now that same daughter who did not want to watch football and basketball with my son I know of right now. She's a bandwagon fan. I will say that. She's in New York right now. So, you know, when she was in Dallas, she claimed that she was the greatest Dallas Mavericks fan, but now she's a Brooklyn Nets fan. So she is a bandwagon fan. But I will tell you that relationship, I work hard for both of my kids. But honestly, and my son's not on here today, so I can say this. There is no greater feeling than looking at your daughter, you know, and knowing that you're able to provide these things for her. You know, she wants to go sit on the patio with her girlfriends, I can make it happen for her. If she wants to take a trip, I can do those things for her. And it's not that you spoil your kids. It's just that you give them the advantages. You give them the things that they need to make it through this very tough world that we live in. And that's the thing that more than anything, when I'm working, you know, all night, that's what's rewarding to me.
Man,
you know,
he's a cycle breaker, huh?
Yes, he definitely. And I'm gonna shout him out because I remember the day when your daughter needed some furniture and you looked up and you gave her all your furniture in your house.
Yeah.
Every stitch of his furniture, because he wanted her to move into her apartment and feel like she had a home, somewhere where she can plant her feet. And that's awesome. You know, Kevin, we have to wrap up. I know you have to go to somebody's court here soon, But, I just want to say that how proud I am of you. We go a long way back. I remember one day when it was in 2007, I believe, you were being a attorney of the year. And you told me, my parents can't come. And I don't know whether your mom or dad were sick. I jumped on a plane because there was no way I was going to let my best friend not have someone there cheering him on. And that's relationships. I can call Kevin anytime. It's just always a yes. And I just want to say, I'm so proud of you. I'm thankful God gave you to me as my friend. And I'm so proud of you as a father. Just, I've seen your kids grow up. You went through law school being a single dad.
Yeah.
You did. So just awesome.
It was a very tough time, but it was really rewarding. Yolanda and Trace, this is a true story. My 3 years, like I said, Yolanda said, my kids were very young. I had just gone through a divorce right before I went to law school. And, one of the things that I said, and divorce was very tough, but I made the decision that instead of sitting around feeling sorry for myself, I was going to use that time to pursue my dreams of being an attorney. And I never forget when I had to share that story with my 2 kids who were probably 3 and 4 at the time. I had to tell them that Daddy was going away for law school and that I was doing it to help better their lives. And obviously they didn't understand what I was talking about. But I share that story with them now that every single exam I took for 3 years in law school, I had their pictures right there on my desk, and I had to remind myself the reason why I was doing this was not for me, was for my kids. So years later, when my daughter came back to me and said, Dad, I have something to tell you. And I was like, what? I'm going to law school. It really all came back to me. I say, you know what? When I made that decision in 1996 to go to law school, this was the reason why. And to see my daughter now, practicing law in New York, to see my son, a college graduate, it was a tough journey, but it was truly worth it. And Yolanda, I never forget, Tracy, I was in DC just getting off my daughter once. We talked about, I know y'all were talking about who you look like, your mother or your father. I had never met Yolanda's kids, and she can tell you this. And I was in DC, and I can't remember exactly where I was, but I saw this little girl, and I say little girl, but she was a freshman in college. And I was just looking at her, and I said, can I ask you a question? And she said, sure. I said, is Yolanda Moore your mom? And she looked at me, she said, why? I said, is Yolanda your mom? She said, yes. And I couldn't believe, the spitting image, it came all from the mom. But Yolanda, I just have to say, and I know we have to end, I am so grateful for the friendship that we had over the years. Trace, I often laugh and joke about it. They say, can guys really be friends with a beautiful lady?
Yeah.
And, Yolanda and I proved that to be true. She was always, from the moment she stepped on Gramblin's campus, that beautiful smile that she has today, that was the smile that radiated. You saw it throughout the entire campus. Yolanda was always that person that she is today. When we used to go back for homecoming, and she knows this, and I know she's a little snob when it comes to hotels. She have to be in the Ritz-Carlton, all these 5-star hotels. But when we went back to Grambling for homecoming every single year, we were at the Days Inn or the Ramada, and we were outside in the parking lot at 2-3 o'clock in the morning singing songs.
Yes.
And these are the things that I remember for a lifetime. We've gone to very nice restaurants together. You forget about all that. But the thing that means the very most to me is when people were their authentic self, and you were just able to have fun. And that's, as a father, Yolanda, these are the type of values that I try to pass on to my kids. And I was very happy that, they both were able to have a similar experience to me by going to Howard and by going, my son graduated from Grambling. So he was a little smarter than my daughter going to Grambling.
Taylor, he's trying to get to you, girl. Don't let him get to you. I love the fact that you talked about these relationships, because it is Relationship Wednesday, and that's what we build. That's our memories. That's our future, when we have friends that we can call on no matter what. You know, I appreciate that. I'm also glad that you were able to make her smile, because she was about to cry. You know, when you tell them stories about your daughter and your struggles and things that you have overcome, it's truly a blessing. Tell us, you know, sir, what is your affirmation word for today?
I mean, I have so many, honestly. You know, it's just hard to really think of one. I mean, but the thing I always share with people is to tell people, be encouraged. It's all possible. It's never too late to pursue your dream. You're never too old or too young to do what you really want to do. I mean, and the biggest thing is you have to be happy. You know, we have a very short time on this earth. With this pandemic and all of the things that we've been through, I think if it hadn't told us the one thing, you know that tomorrow can always be different. So if there's something that you want to do it. If it takes 2 or 3 years, you have to live 2 or 3 years anyway. So you might as well do what it is that's going to truly make you happy. And
Yes. Well, we thank you for shining some light on our day, and for being an awesome dad to your lovely children. And look, you know, I'm always favoring the girls. So Taylor, I see you, girl. You just stay. Look, we're gonna kick it when we go to New York.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tracie, I'm gonna come back on to tell y'all what Taylor did for me this Sunday. You know, I'm putting the pressure on her since she's on this show. You know, she needs to understand that this Sunday is Father's Day, so she have to come through for Dad.
We got faith in her. We have faith in her. Thank you so much for coming on.
All right, thank you. And hello, Renee. I see Renee Goodson is on here, so hello, Renee.
Grambling in the house, baby. We support.
Look, we're gonna start calling him Papa Daryl. Look, Robert said, that's Papa Daryl right there. He has really made our day. This is what we are doing every single day. We keep saying, y'all don't give our dads enough credit. Y'all give them one day, and we're giving them the whole week. You know, I hate that I'm away from home this week from my husband, but our dads are amazing men, and we have to shout them out. Y'all know we got another dad, y'all. Keep shouting the dads out. If any dads that you all want to shout out today, please shout them out every day this week. Lady Yo, who else got coming on? Because this is your day. This is relationship week today.
Yes, indeed. You know, we have a gentleman coming on that is the proud father of 4 girls and 1 son. He is coming from California. We have Mr. Leon Gray. He's a husband of 33 years to the beautiful Angela. Let me tell you something, honey. She is absolutely gorgeous. A father of 5, musician. He's the head of a band, LSB. He's a published writer, speaker, and customer liaison in finance in the finance industry. Bring Mr. Leon Gray on up.
Wow. Good morning, Mr. Gray. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. How are you? How are you ladies doing this morning?
We're doing great. You know, Yolanda said that you are a dad of 4 girls and 1 boy.
4, yes.
Well, you know, I'm sure
that
they have probably worn you out and giving you so much to keep going, but we got to ask you, what's in your cup? What keeps you going?
You know what? I have a cup that says fearfully and wonderfully made. It's Psalms 13:9-14. And I have coffee, just black coffee.
Well, you know, he said just black coffee. First of all, when you have 4 girls, you definitely have to have some energy. Talk to us about how you found a common ground with your daughters.
Well, you know, when they were young, first of all, when we were married, my wife had a 10-year-old daughter. So I already started out as a dad of a daughter that was 10, and then we had three girls kind of like 2 years apart. And I was okay with them. Most of the time they were growing up, little girly girls and daddy. They were daddy girls. All of them were daddy girls for sure. And uh, and then one day I was at the park with the girls, and we were playing on the playground. And I decided to have them race. So we walked over to the baseball field, and they were I think they were 5, 7, and 9. And I decided to have them. I was timing them running around the bases, and then I realized I had athletes. So immediately I got them. They went from girly girls to athletes, and they started playing sports, and they excelled all the way through college.
Yeah,
Wow, wow.
absolutely. So, Leon, you are an athlete in college also, right?
That is correct. Yes, I played baseball in many years ago at San Jose State. Yes.
And your girls also play baseball. Now, how did you handle when they came to you with some questions about boys?
Well, I've always been kind of a hands-on dad. Now I remember how I was as a boy, so I've always been kind of like when we would go. It's funny. My kids, they're grown now. They're all. Some of them are. I mean, one is a mom. Two of them are moms, and it's funny that they tell these stories about going to they would be at the high school football game, and they would be talking to a guy, and then all of a sudden they look around and my dad would be right behind me looking over his shoulder. And I always just wanted to let them know that they had a dad, that cared about them, and it seemed to have worked out for us.
It's interesting that you talk about sports because the one thing that you all know for sure about the dads that are in their children's lives, they are at those games. They're yelling. They don't know how to sit down. Long days when you're running track, and so you literally get an opportunity to be with them all the time. Now you're also an entertainer. Tell us about how you are fulfilling and walking in your purpose as well.
Well, it's interesting that you mentioned that, and even though I am an entertainer, but I'm also a dad still in my entertainment. And one of the things that I've been truly blessed is that I've had all of our kids have participated with me in music and have been on big stages, and as musicians, as singers. I have a band here in Sacramento, and shout out to our band LSB. We've been together for 20 years, and we are one of the most popular bands in the city. And I've been able to it's a family band. And from my son, who was a drummer for 5 years, my daughter, two of my daughters are singers, and the third daughter, I just talked to her. She just left right as we were. While I was waiting to get on the show, she was here from Houston, and I just had a talk with her last night because not only have we're on a local band, but she's been a band manager to an actual entertainer and has traveled the world on tour. And I was just passing some business on my little local band to her to get some advice from my daughter on band advice. So it's been great. Yes.
That's awesome. So I want to know, and I think our audience wants to know, tell us how important. Now, you said you connected with your daughters through baseball, through sports, and your son, you
Right.
connected through music. They all do different things in music, but there's a connection. Tell us how important it is for fathers to be in their children's life.
Well, let me just share this. Music sports and music that has. Let me go back and say I have learned that I was made to be a dad. I have learned that is my passion, and music and my writing and doing sports and everything. Those are passions too. And then I learned a long time ago that my kids also have their passions, and they may not be the same. They may not line up with my passions. So I have to support their passion and with the same, energy that I have for my passions, I have to support them. I learned that a long time ago when one of my children who had an offer to go to University of Houston and the Notre Dame had a scholarship offer, but it wasn't her passion to play softball. So she decided that she was going to go in a different direction. She's traveling the world as she's a world traveler. I lived through her. I mean, I've been to Peru, I've been to Greece, I've been to France, I've been to England, I've been all over the world through my daughter. So I had to accept that. But and another daughter, when she decided that she wanted to go in a different direction, she wanted to get into theater arts. Well, guess who was at the opening night, the second night, the third night, and closing night, sitting in the front row? Is that you just have to support their passion.
I love that. I love that. Support their passion. One of the things that you said, and Shameem Clark Hubbard, she said you said made to be a dad, and you walk in that. I like that you said, and I want to make sure that what it is that they want to do is important. I love all of it. When we're in the car, a lot of times, you know how they take those road trips and people say, "Are you there yet?" Playing that good old music and connecting through songs and memories, those are the things that connect us the most. If there was a song, because you're an artist, that you feel like is the perfect song for your family, for your daughters, for like a mantra or an affirmation word. I said a song instead of an affirmation word since you're an artist. What would be your affirmation word or your song?
Well, my song it wouldn't be a song that is commercially written. I mean, there's 100 songs that would apply, but I wrote a song called "At Home," and that has been we've performed that song hundreds of times with our band. And basically, the gist of the song is that I feel at home when I'm with you. And I wrote that song on a New York Post newspaper, on the side of a newspaper, while I was traveling from New York back home. I was on a business trip, and I was thinking of my daughter Danielle, and I wrote the song like on the spaces in between the print on the newspaper. And when I got home, I started playing around on the piano, and I picked out a tune, and it says, "When I'm with you, I'm at home. When I'm with you." And that of course, I'm drawing a blank. We sing it 100 times, but I'm drawing a blank on the lyrics. But like I said, it's called "At Home." And when you're away on a business trip and you're missing them, I feel at home when I'm with you. And you're on your way home to be with them. And that song, like I said, we've actually played it, or we've performed it on TV, on the radio. It's been recorded. And that's my song. And my affirmation word would be, I had a different word this morning, but I just was, like I said, I put my daughter, she's going back to Houston. And so she used my Uber to get the driver to take her to the airport. And it kept saying, "Your driver will reach you in 10 minutes. And the word I picked I changed it to reach, because all my life I've been reaching for my destiny, and I always encourage my kids to reach for theirs. And your daddy will be there. If you fall, I'll be there to help put you back up. I've pushed them out there to do that, to get them started. And if they liked it, they stayed. I was always there if they fell. And that's just my word, reach.
Okay, so you just gonna make us cry this morning? Is that you just want to make us have that ugly cry? We can't have that.
I have to do the pat. I have to do the pat. Oh my goodness. And on top of that, he is an awesome grandpa.
Yes.
I see him now. I've been fortunate. One of my daughters decided that she's a single mom, and she didn't want to have her. Well, she has a son. She didn't want to have her baby at the time by herself at home, so she moved back home temporarily. I say that temporarily. She still has her house, and she is moving back. But I've been blessed to have my grandson Jacob. I have a granddaughter Diamond. I love that. I love my grandchildren. we're going to spend Father's Day, and we're going to spend my birthday, which is the next week after Father's Day. I always say this. I said, by the time my birthday comes, I'm like, it's just an afterthought because I have Mother's Day. Then my anniversary is 2 weeks later after Mother's Day. Then my wife's birthday is 2 weeks after that. So by the time those three are done, all those celebrations, here comes Father's Day. Now I've been blessed to have some good Father's Days, but when my birthday comes, nobody. So it's like,
well, let me tell you something.
Celebration.
I'm gonna shout you out on your birthday. I'm gonna shout you. I'm gonna make a big deal, and I know Angela, your wife, is gonna make a big deal. We are so excited that you said yes and that you came on and you got up so early in California. Happy Father's Day, my friend. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you so much to both of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Everybody, start dropping your affirmation words in. Lady O, he started off with his cup. You know how I feel. Y'all know I'm always showing y'all this, but I don't know if y'all can see it because I'm trying to show you.
There you go. Yes.
But Psalms 139:14, we are fearfully and wonderfully made. It takes all of us to be our authentic selves. That's something that our attorney said earlier today. Look, our attorney, because he's my attorney now. He everybody attorney. He our attorney. All the chat, everybody in the chat calling him Papa Daryl. But these men are true fathers.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. How did you stop? How did you not cry?
Well, because I'm so proud, I just wanted, I can feel my emotions coming because I know both of these gentlemen and I've seen them just strive. And I know more than anything how much they give back, not only to their children, but to our communities. These are community dads. I always say I have community kids that just somehow came into my life and I helped to raise them into adults. They are community dads. And I'm a proud friend.
You should be. You should be. I'm gonna tell you. And there's no shame in my game. Like, I wish I went to an HBCU because you all have these relationships that are solid, and that's one thing about Relationship Wednesday. That, but you know what? I got you now.
Yeah.
And I realized that when this weekend, of course, I'm doing what I love. He talked about passion. I'm as a matter of fact, I'm in California now, about to go to a school. And my husband for Father's Day was going to visit one of his college roommates for Father's Day. Relationships, y'all, are everything. They're celebrating being fathers and community, and making sure that we uplift our children, our girls and our boys. Lady O, what's your affirmation word for today?
There was only one word I can pick today: friendship.
You're right. You're right about that. You're right about that. Friendship is it. I absolutely can attest to that for sure. Every single day, y'all, we come together, and it's important that we uplift our community and let people know what it feels like for us to be a part of the Own Your Now flow. And so as we wrap up our day today, I just want everybody to know that it's important for us to be encouraged. He said he had many affirmations, but yes, be encouraged. Most importantly, also be happy. But if you're going to be happy at home and be happy in your community. And this is how we reach everyone. And this is how we feel the value of being rich and knowing that richness is not just a financial thing. It's mental, physical, spiritual. It's love. It's rejoicing in all that we have. It's the transparency of knowing, you know what? I got this. And when I got this, I have friendships that will last forever. And as a result of that, you can absolutely bet your bottom dollar that we will be friends for life. So I hope that you all continue to realize that when we are friends for life, we have this sensational relationship with everyone. And we say, you know what? I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful for it. And I know for a fact that when I am grateful for all that God has for me, and you are grateful that all God has for you, then we can change the world. Strong fathers literally are the ones that help to lift us up, help to continue to reach all of us so that we can reach back and make this community what it needs to be. So you know what? You all better keep checking in, because tomorrow is just as powerful as today. And we're going to wrap it up on Friday as well. if you guys decide to go outside, I know what I got to do, y'all. I'm going to wear my mask, but it's your choice. You can decide to do that or not. And if you decide, I think I want to stay inside, grab your cup and shelter in place and keep sipping it up. And we'll see you all same time and same space right here on the On Your Now show. Bye-bye, lady-o. See you tomorrow.